Well, look, we're entering a new phase of emergency monetary policy. That's what it tells us. I mean, that's what's being broadcasted to the world, actually, not in so many words. It's an interesting phenomenon here. We are in a moment of time that I just can't imagine that we would ever have seen. We have an institution here collectively, which is the central banking system, who are now about to take on a new phase of money printing, cash creation, currency creation out of thin air, getting into the markets of buying it all, which of course is their goal, to own it all, to flood the world with their one product here. And, frankly, we're sick of it. I think people who follow the system, you, me, the people who also understand our work here. But certainly what we're seeing here is a reflection of that. But we haven't seen anything yet, man. I mean, zero. A lot of people write to me and say, hey, Greg, why are you telling people that they should be involved in gold, more specifically even silver here? I feel like it's the most undervalued asset in the world, because we understand the system is coming apart. Eventually, this thing is going to melt down here. The bottom is going to fall out. Central banks today, and I want people to do their own research on this, are now acquiring gold at a pace we have not seen, at least in the last 5 years. They're betting against their own system. That's what you do. I've been telling people to bet against the debt, become their own central bank since day one. I mean, over 10 years I've been out here with this. So central banks, we're doing what they're doing. Okay, I've been telling people, become your own central bank. They're betting against their own system. Eventually, we are going to get a meltdown in this debt market. Why do people not understand what they're seeing? I don't think they do. People see things, but they don't look. They hear things, but they don't listen. Right. And that gives people who obviously are more aware of the situation an insurmountable edge. If we realize the system right now is, in fact, coming apart, we are in a full-blown liquidity crisis, period, the freaking end. And central banks are now filling that void here with their debt-based system by flooding the world with even more debt, strengthening their position, because that's all this does. The more a central bank is allowed to inflate, is called on to inflate, the more assets they can purchase with their product, the stronger they become. Yeah. Exponentially stronger, by the way. And they're solidifying their position right here. So with regard to gold and silver, people, this is a no-brainer, man. Honestly, you got to bet against the system, and this is how you do it. You do it by holding hard assets here. Again, risk on, meaning cash is being pumped into the stock market via this mechanism of currency devaluation, by the mechanism of suppressed rates, drives cash into the stock market. There's no connection to reality between the stock market and the economy. Economy is in free fall. And I've been telling people for I don't know how long now, the faster the economy free falls, the higher the market's going to go. You think I nailed that one to the wall?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Greg. Do you think there's going to be a similar situation to like the US and Weimar, where it just happens year over year and quicker, and the collapse just comes fast?
Of course, this is exactly how it's being set up. It's always the same story. You as a Wall Street guy know what I'm about to tell you here. Nobody knows until everybody knows. There's these adages that go around here, and that's one of them here. Honestly, and that's exactly what's being set up. This is going to blindside more than 90% of the people here who have no idea what's going on, no idea what's happening to them, no idea what constitutional money even is. Okay, I had a question of that. I don't know if you caught that. I was doing a live stream a couple days ago, and someone asked me, hey, Greg, what is constitutional money? They didn't know what it was, and I unfortunately got angry. Okay, instead of reacting and saying, hey, you know what, I should have explained what it is. Gold and silver are constitutional money. We are guaranteed that in the United States Constitution. Nowhere is there a mention of a debt-based fiat system. Nowhere is there a mention of a digital system here. Okay, we are guaranteed that by law. So central banks, in this case the Fed, is involved in a crime, the crime of the century. Not only are they counterfeiting, but it's a Ponzi scheme of the highest order. We need to bet against that system. But obviously, this is going to end, as all of these things end, very rapidly, very fast. It's going to, and there's going to be a precipitating event. and they're going to point to that. This is why it's happening. It's whatever, war, expanding war, death, pain, suffering, another scamdemic or something along those lines. That's what they're going to do, because it's going to be these same entities, or at least they think it is, because we're taking action right now. I don't even know if you know about this. We're going to march on the Federal Reserve building in Washington, D.C. Yes, July 4th, 2025. And we're going to make history. We are going to make history here. And I want everyone that's listening here, if you're able to make this rally. Subscribe to my free newsletter. Follow my work, and I just put out a whole paper on it this morning.
Nice.
This is coming together. There's more than likely going to be a class action lawsuit against the Federal Reserve for counterfeiting, for running a Ponzi scheme. This is going to be huge. It's going to be historic, and I want people to be part of history. We're going to change this. We are going to demand a constitutional money system, which we are already guaranteed in the U.S. Constitution. We're not asking for anything that we're not already guaranteed. So we're going to make a difference.